Morning all.
Good morning.
You were elected by the people who live here to govern and manage our city on our behalf. Under the Local Government Act, you as elected representatives, the CEO and staff, are responsible and democratically accountable to the people of our city. However, I have grave concerns for the future of Christchurch, our people and future generations, one being financial sustainability. You're wanting to spend $16.8 billion over 10 years. That's $92,000 per property. For a couple on super, this represents 20% of their income. And as many people are slipping below the poverty line, the proposed spending does not support social, economic well-being and is not sustainable. Your current level of debt is $2.4 billion. That's $13,000 per property, with interest rates of $559,000 a day. And you want to increase that by $2.6 billion to $5 billion. That's over $27,000 per property, plus interest of $1.2 million per day. You want to pay back $1.2 billion in 10 years. That's $658 per property, excluding interest. So how do you propose your friends, your family, your children, your grandchildren will ever pay this ballooning debt? So borrowing. The current model is to borrow 3 times the rate's revenue. So the more you rate, the more you borrow, the more you spend. The more you spend, the more you rate, the more you borrow. We all borrow based on our earning capacity and our ability to pay debt. However, your methodology has revenue adjusted to meet your desired spending. I cannot go to my bank and force them to give me more money because I want to spend more. Yet this is your approach with us, which is extremely flawed, dangerous and fiscally irresponsible. But here's the scary part that should be of grave concern to everyone. Council uses rates, water and property, as security for their loans. These rates are attached to our properties, our homes. This means if council defaults on payments, or the creditors call in the loans, or the guarantee is called, or council forces us into default due to unaffordable rating levels, we're at risk of losing our homes, our businesses and our assets. But wait, there's more. To add insult to injury, council, under its shareholding agreement with the Local Government Funding Agency, has provided guarantees of the indebtedness of all other local authorities and the indebtedness of the Local Government Funding Agency itself. So council has provided these guarantees using our property as security for not just the debt incurred by council, currently $2.4 billion, but the debt of tens of billions of dollars incurred by the Local Government Funding Agency, a private corporate. Let that sink in. Yes, council will say that it's only secured by rates, but these rates are directly connected to our homes, and council can force a sale if rates are not paid. They have used rates as security for the full debt of the Local Government Funding Agency. Have they also transferred that right to sell our homes should council default on its debt obligations? This probably explains the overinflated rateable values. They are a critical aspect for the borrowing scheme to work. Why else would you use our property values if it was just secured by the rates revenue? All this without our consent. So here's the reality. There is a cost of living crisis. We can no longer afford councils increasing spending, debt and rates. Costs are escalating. Families are struggling to pay for insurance, rent, mortgage, power and food. The downward spiral to insolvency and bankruptcy ensues, putting people out of business, losing jobs, losing homes, putting them firmly on the cliff's edge financially, mentally, physically. Is this what you want for our city? And how many people have to suffer before you say no more? 1 in 5 councils in England state they are likely to declare bankruptcy within the year. A situation so dire, there is now a council bankruptcy tracker. What is the key factor behind this? It's spending and debt. So you have an obligation to the people under the Local Government Act. You have made a declaration to the city. You have an obligation to act in good faith, with proper motive, in the best interests of the people. Duty to exercise power for proper purpose. Duty to comply with the laws of this land. And duty to be fiscally responsible. Is putting people at risk of bankruptcy, poverty, homelessness, financial ruin, escalating health issues as being in the best interests of the people, acting in good faith, and being fiscally responsible?
How are you going there, mate?
A little bit left, sorry. All funding, whether it's from Crown or from debt or from subsidies or grants, comes out of our pockets. We're paying for it all. So I'm asking you to put the people of the city first, not corporations, foreign entities, government agencies, political parties, lobby groups, climate alarmists, global agendas and so forth. People. I'm asking you to make decisions that stick to the financial parameters of the current long-term plan. Don't enslave our people in uncontrollable spiralling debt that are in the best interests of our people, not global or political entities, and do no harm. So I hope by now you're fully aware of the financial train wreck you are on, the responsibility, accountability and liability that sits with you. A courageous person will stand with the truth, will speak the truth, will listen to the truth and make the right decisions in tough times without harm. A coward will sit in silence of the truth, hide behind lies, political agendas and motivations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good on you. Okay, so we've got